Hi, I'm Millie, and we're going to be doing a season 2 recap of The Summer I Turned Pretty. And in my season 1 recap, I mentioned that I'm better than everyone and read all the books. And if you haven't read all the books, I highly recommend you read the books, especially before season 3 comes out, because then it'll just basically be spoiled for you if they follow the books very closely, which I did praise that season 1 followed the books very closely. However, season 2, in the season 2 recap, we will hear about how they did not necessarily follow the books super closely, which is okay. We're all here for a little creativity. It's fine sometimes. Let's just get into the recap because, boy, was season 2 a lot. There was a lot to take in. Comment down below your favorite moment from season 2 because there were a lot of good moments, and then also comment down below the part you didn't like. There were 8 episodes total in this season, and they all started with the title Love. We kept Cameron, but they got rid of Shayla, which honestly, a loss to the baddies. She was a great character. We did get a few new characters who sparked a lot of controversy. The beginning of season 2, they throw us off with this like dream sequence. It is obvious that it's a dream at the beginning, but it's also not obvious because you're kind of like, it's summer. Maybe she made up with everybody, but also like Sushanna had cancer the last time we ended this. They were like, this is all the happiness you're going to get all season because the rest of the season, you're in for it. The beginning was that fake dream sequence, and then immediately we're hit with like bellies flopping. Like she's literally a belly flop. Okay, pun intended, full pun. I have no shame in making puns. And she is flopping hard. Your safety schools are reach schools now. We have this like weird scene where Sushanna's like, I want you to have the beach house, like take care of the beach house. So then like Belly has this weird responsibility. I'm like, she's 16 and going through like drastic hormonal changes and also is in love with both of your sons. What are we on? Like, get a lawyer. We do get some nice cute flashbacks of Belly and Conrad in this season. It's hard to enjoy those moments when you're like, oh, Sushanna died. It would have been nice if we just got like one episode where it was like after Conrad and Belly kissed, and then it's just boom. You thought you were having fun? No. Anyway, that's basically what they did to us most of the season. It was like, oh, here's a really cute romantic moment, and then we're gonna ruin it with some like hard truths about reality. And it's like, oh, I was watching this to escape. It's so fun though. Jeremiah calls Belly because he can't find Conrad, but like Conrad's at college. It's been like one day, and I just find it so weird that Jeremiah's like, oh, he's not talking to me, and I'm like, he's a college dog. Belly sneaks out though because she's like an angsty, moody teenager. Slay girl, be in your era. She ends up going to like Conrad's college campus with Jeremiah, and then they end up trying to look for him, and then they're like, oh wait, he's at the beach house, and then they go to the beach house, and then Taylor and Steven end up at the beach house because Steven finds Taylor at the mall and is like, isn't Belly supposed to be with you? And Taylor was like, oh, I can't lie to save my life. No, she's not with me, but like she was supposed to be, but like she isn't. And then they end up at the beach house. Okay. Everyone's at the beach house except Laurel and Sushanna, obviously. Some new information we find is that Jeremiah can't change a tire. Belly also apologizes to Jeremiah for being like, I'm sorry I kissed your brother that I've had a crush on for like so long. Hope you forgive me. Okay. Now, this season, we get the fireplace hot cocoa moment. And if you read the books, you know, whether you're team Conrad or team Jeremiah, if you just enjoy romance, it's one of those scenes that just kind of makes you kick your feet up and down. Okay, it's like, the big plot this season is that the beach house is being sold, and you think, oh, the beach house is probably being sold by her husband, who I noted in my season 1 recap and my season 1 thoughts and feelings and opinions episode that
I don't like Adam.
Now you would think, okay, Adam's selling the beach house. Like, we have public enemy number 1, Adam. No. Wrong. It's not Adam. Who is it? Oh, well, if it's not Adam and it's not Sushanna and it's not her kids, it is this magical new plot device called half-sister. Her name's Aunt Julia. It's like, I'm selling the beach house because I'm upset that I never got to fit in here. That was basically her reason. Aunt Julia has a child, Sky, which is Jeremiah and Conrad's cousin. So anyway, they're all at the beach house. Julia's trying to sell the house, and Conrad and Jeremiah are like, don't sell our beach house. Belly's like, I love both of you. And it's so crazy. Okay, we deviate from the book the second those characters are introduced. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if they were trying to be like, wait, Adam's not that bad, I swear, you guys. Jeremiah was supposed to be fun in season 1. Like, it was very apparent, so that then he could be like, I don't always want to be the fun brother everybody expects me to be. But then this season, it was like they shifted hard gear and were like, you're gonna be moody, you're gonna be like over dramatic and like smoldering half the season. Okay, we're here more to talk about the plot. I wouldn't necessarily say too many of the acting or directorial choices, but I am going to say that I do feel like there was a lot of characters that I think were written to be a certain way, and then it was just like overdone, if that makes sense. Okay, also, Conrad takes Belly to prom. Hard watch, because prom is supposed to be an exciting time for 16-year-old girls. Whether all of those adults after prom are like, it wasn't even that big a deal, it wasn't even that exciting, it is a big deal when you're 16. Whether or not you are an adult millennial and you're like, prom wasn't even that good, I didn't even go to prom, it wasn't even that big a deal, or I didn't even get a prom, hashtag 2020 graduates, I hear you, I see you, I feel you, I understand you, okay, we get it, you didn't get a prom. This was supposed to be a big deal for her, and Conrad was like, I'm ruining it for you. And she was like, no, you're ruining it for me by doing that, like by telling me you're ruining it for me, because like being here with you is like all I've ever imagined. Prom scene, gorgeous dress, gorgeous. Okay, I am mourning for Belly in that moment, because last season I talked about how, you know, when you just write a script for somebody and they follow it exactly, and it just feels like so satisfying, and then just to have somebody deviate from the script like Conrad is doing now, like in Belly's head. Okay, I'm not talking about like the script that the show was written for, I'm talking about like the script you make in your head and somebody doesn't follow it exactly to a T, and you're like, why? It went so perfectly when I was doing these imaginations in my head, like why aren't you doing it? I get it, girl, I feel you. Okay, it was upsetting, and she was upset and she was dramatic, and she was like, I'm done with you because you ruined my dream, which like at the time, whether you're 16 or 34, okay, going to prom at that time is like the biggest thing in the world to her. Like that's her frame of reference. Okay, that made me want to keyboard slam so hard, bro. Like Okay, then we get the funeral scene, and I prefer to ignore this, but it's really hard not to ignore it because the funeral scene made this so I got secondhand embarrassment, and I got secondhand embarrassment watching it again, and I've been far removed from it. Okay, it's been like what, 2 years since that came out, and that is not a situation I think I ever want to be in. Conrad has a panic attack because he gets into Stanford and he's like, okay, now I can't go because everyone will hate me and my mom just died and I have to be here for my family and nobody can know that I have feelings. Jeremiah finds out about it and is like, no bro, like go, you have to go follow your dreams, and mom would want this for you. Then they also end up at a country club during this season, and they play truth or dare, and it gets awkward because Sky doesn't know their history and is like, ooh, you should kiss this person. It's like, they also end up going to like the boardwalk, and Cam Cameron's there for like a hot minute, and so that's fun. And then Cam Cameron's also at the country club. So anyway, everyone's at the country club, everyone's at the beach house. Okay, then they end up throwing a party. Okay, they're like, one last hurrah because we're not getting the beach house. And also, while they're at the boardwalk, Aunt Julia clears out the house, dog. That is like some next level villain. Also, I think a highlight of the season is Taylor's boyfriend Milo making the diss track for Steven. It is actually in my rotation of music. Okay, sometimes it'll come on, I'm like, where is this from? And then I remember it's from The Summer I Turned Pretty, and it's the diss track for Steven. And it's good, okay? Like, I need a longer cut. So then Belly like calls her mom drunk after the party that they have because there's like a fight between Jeremiah and Conrad, and she's like, mom, come. And then Laurel slaps her, bro. Also, Conrad like needs to study for his final exam, so they have to like drive him back to school. And then Belly's like, can I go with the boys? And Laurel's like, yeah, whatever, you already don't listen to me, you're gonna be in serious trouble, Missy. And then it's like, whatever, like you haven't been a parent all year. So anyway, they go, and then while Conrad's taking his finals, Jeremiah and Belly are like, let's tour the school. And then they do a tour of anatomy on themselves, and they're smacking, making out on Conrad's car while he's taking his final. And he comes out and he sees them, and then obviously he has like petty lines, and it's funny. And then of course when they're driving home, there's a thunderstorm. So now in every Wattpad turn of events sequence, they end up in a hotel together. I'm shocked. Wattpad fangirl writes fan fiction. What's the worst thing that could happen in the situation? Oh, they all have to spend the night together in a cramped hotel room because the road closed because there's a storm. Love it. And then you read fan theories about how, ooh, there's light on Conrad because he's the son. Yes. Okay, then at the end, Jeremiah like takes Belly to her volleyball camp thing, and she's like, I'm going to be on the team whether you like it or not. And then they're like, okay, because it's Hollywood and everything works out. And so she was like, I'm on the team now. So that was basically season 2 wrapped up. Everyone across the board in the show needs a good therapist, okay? Everybody needs a therapist in the show. There is not another option except therapy for these people. Let me know what you thought of season 2 and if you're excited for season 3. I know I'm very excited to see season 3 and wrap up this Summer I Turned Pretty journey because it will complete my collection. I really appreciate you for sticking around to watch me talk about watching things. I hope you stay to watch me watch some more stuff. You can subscribe if you want. I think that's pretty fun. We could hang out constantly. Anyway, I will see you later, and I hope you have a fun time. And I will be doing season 3, I promise, okay? I'm trying my best. I'm trying my hardest. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.